a good day to everyone. Today, our group would like to present company review and strategic plan for Starbucks Corporation. Hope you guys will lend your ears for our presentation. So, let's get started. For the contents, we have 5 chapters, which is the first chapter is company background. Second chapter is company review, and the third chapter is company strategic plan, while the fourth chapter is strategic implementation, and the last chapter is conclusion and recommendation. Okay, now I will explain about company background. Starbucks Corporation is a multinational coffee and coffee house corporation with a global presence. The 3 Starbucks founders shared 2 characteristics, which is they were all academics who love coffee and tea. Starbucks installed a pricey computer network and hired a McDonald's Corporation information technology specialized to design a point-of-sale system and store managers to use via PCs. Every night, all information is diverted to the Seattle headquarters. Starbucks also has built a reputation for treating its employees well, resulting in low turnover in the food service industry. In 1992, the company went public, the same year that it opened its first stores in San Francisco, San Diego, Orange County, and Denver. By the end of the year, there were a total of 165 stores. The coffee industry was at its top point at the end of the 1990s. Starbucks also pays attention to the customer habits and invests on its coffee specialties. Many market changes at the end of the 20th century aided Starbucks' success. The shift in global economic policies has been most significant change in the last 20 or 30 years. Because they were not yet loyal to the coffee industry, Starbucks' target market was young professional aged 18 to 24. Starbucks' strategy includes navigation stores in high-traffic areas such as office building first floors, underground main entrance, and metropolitan areas. Starbucks sales are entirely reliant on its own retail stores and certified retail operation. Starbucks also sells the coffee and tea product through the variety of other channels, including restaurant, hotel, college, and university, and other workplace distribution. For the Starbucks Corporation vision, Starbucks corporate vision is to establish the Starbucks as the premier purveyor of the world's finest coffee, while adhering to our unwavering principles as we expand. This component of the company's vision statement is highlighted by the company's continued multinational expansion as one of the world's largest coffee house and coffee companies. Next, we will move to the mission of the Starbucks Corporation. The corporate mission of Starbucks Coffee is to inspire and nurture the human spirit, 1 person, 1 cup, and 1 community at one time. This mission statement describes what the company does to stay in business. This corporate mission emphasizes the significance of target consumers, and Starbucks Coffee inspires and nurtures the human spirit, beginning with its employees. To address this aspect of its mission statement, the company maintains a small company culture that places a premium on rapport and warmth. Furthermore, the customer experience is covered by the same component of the company's mission statement. The organizational culture and value for the Starbucks Corporation is among inclusion and diversity. The company's key cultural characteristics are specific and unique to the nature of coffee house chain business. The company's human resource development initiatives and baristas' interactions with customers reflect the internal cultural situation. As the result, Starbucks Coffee organizational culture is a critical success factor in business. given that the company sells not only coffee and other food and beverage products, but also the experience of purchasing and consuming these products. In this way, the company distinguishes itself in the coffee house chain market by emphasizing its corporate culture. Despite the differences in managerial approaches used by the franchise and licensed locations, Starbucks Coffee's corporate structure allows for optimal application and observance of this culture throughout the company and its subsidiaries such as Ethos Water, Settles Best Coffee and Tiabana. Okay, then we will move to the goals and objectives of Starbucks Corporation. Starbucks aim to achieve this goal by cultivating a culture that values acceptance and encourages personal growth. Personal growth occurs through challenge as stated in the company's values, and this in turn grows the company. This acceptance goals is reflected in the company's diversity and acceptability policies. To achieve the company's goals, the company has a principle that includes and concerns all stakeholders, including the suppliers, partners, customers, communities, shareholders, and even the environment. Beginning with their products, which are coffee bean, tea, and cocoa, they are committed to locating the best sources and processes for their products while also improving the farmers' quality of life. For the category of logo, the Starbucks logo is illogical when examined closely. Closer inspection reveals that it makes even less sense, and you risk getting your nose deep in frat foam. The cryptic image has even conspiracy theories of fielding. Anti-Semitic organizations have claimed that the crown maiden is the biblical Queen Esther, proving that Starbucks' involvement in various Zionist plots. Others see parallels between the imagery and the Illuminati. The real story is about British graphic design, not evil conspiracies. Starbucks was named after a nautical character, so the original Starbucks logo reflected to the seductive imagery of the sea. So as the result, at the end of the result, the Queen Esther at SeaWorld as the logo. Okay, lastly, for the chapter 1 is Board of Directors. For Board of Directors, Howard Schultz, which is 59 years old, is the founder of the Starbucks Corporation and serves as the chairman, president, and chief executive officer. Mr. Schultz has served as chairman of the Board of Directors since our inception in 1985, and in January 2008, he reassumed the role of president and chief executive officer. From June 2000 to February 2005, Mr. Scott also had the title of Chief Global Strategist. From November 1985 to June 2000, he served as Chairman of the Board and Chief Executive Officer. From November 1985 to June 1994, Mr. Scott also served as the President. By the way, there are also 11 directors of the Starbucks, which is will be changed from year to another year.
And next, I will explain about the company review. First and foremost is about Starbucks SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis is a framework for identifying internal and external elements that are advantageous and detrimental to a business. So, Starbucks company has many strong internal factors that contribute to their ranking as one of the top 5 most admired companies in the world. The following is depth discussion of Starbucks strengths. Firstly is high quality of product. Starbucks has been named the world's best known coffee brand. In the business, Starbucks supply change management guarantees that the coffee delivered to customer is the highest quality. The firm carefully select its supplier, which increase product quality and guarantees that customer have a great coffee experience. Next is variety of product. Starbucks has established hundreds of exclusive beverages options that intimately link to the entire brand, such as the ever popular pumpkin spice latte for such a base food item as coffee. Starbucks also have their own brand loyalty, excellent customer service, high availability and high ethical standards. Despite all the strength, let's take off our rosy glasses and consider some of the Starbucks company weakness. First weakness is high product price. Starbucks pricing is slightly more than those of other brands such as MACD and other coffee shops. Starbucks has a premium pricing approach that is inconsistent with customer expectation. Not all countries have a sufficient number of medium and upper income persons who can afford to pay extra for their coffee. In addition, Starbucks also an easily imitable product that they does not offer any unique product. The majority of Starbucks products are also available in other coffee shops. Lastly is high operating costs. Starbucks have been announced as the great coffee seller. That's why their prices are higher because it related to the price of coffee bean which come from high quality beans. And any rise in the cost of purchasing the raw coffee bean itself raises the operational cost. Continued price increase in coffee may result in even higher pricing at the register, which may deter some customers. From a research, coffee bean price have been risen considerably over the year, with a 164% increase from 2007 to 2011 and a 20% increase overall from 2007 to 2021. As a result of the dynamic environment, their organization has hundreds of opportunities to develop and grow. Here are various Starbucks opportunities. First, entrance of new product. Starbucks is well known for a specific product, but the company may perform even better by expanding into new market for niche items. This new idea can help their client get many choice. Because Starbucks is famous brand, launching new items and seasonal tastes will be profitable and well received in the market. Besides that, Starbucks can increase its company appearance and market share by forming partnership or alliance with other competitors, with other companies. Alliance or co-branding can help the company gain popularity. Next is global expansion and by growing a new product demand. In an ever-changing environment, Starbucks is also vulnerable to a number of threats. In order to sustain the change, Starbucks must focus on this parameter. They must aware to the competitors, whether from competitive industry, low-cost competitors, or from imitating competitors. The majority of coffee shops offer reasonable price to their consumers. This external strategic issues concerns Starbucks since such competitor can lower the company's market share by competing on low cost. Other competitors may attempt to imitate the taste, appearance, and packaging as well as the feel of Starbucks premium coffee. Due to the COVID-19 outbreak, spending and purchasing habits are drastically changed, causing a rising in the market, and some consequence would be felt for the upcoming years. Every corporation, including Starbucks, need to deal with the economic consequence of the pandemic. The pandemic has caused a 5% decline in revenue in the second quarter of 2020 and a 38% drop in the third quarter. Other threats also international difficulties and other different trade products. Next is about strategy formulation framework. First one is internal factor evaluation metric. The IFE metric shows how much Starbucks strength and weakness affect the firms. As we can see at the table above, a strength column, there are one important factor that have higher weight score, which is higher quality of product. The factor indicate how well and better the quality of the product that being used for their products, for their Starbucks coffee. There are also 5 factors that have the same amount weighted, which is variety of product, brand loyalty, high availability, and high ethical standard. For column weakness, majority of the factors have the same amount weighted score, which is 0.05, and only 2 factors that score 0.1, which is high product price and high operating cost. This is caused by the price of the beans. Starbucks total weighted score came out to be 2.75, which is the extent to which Starbucks respond to their internal factor. Second is external factor evaluation metric. Based on the table EFE above, it shows that the weight of It shows that the weight for opportunity factors have three different scores. Firstly is the highest score goes to domestic expansion, which is 0.15. Second scores are 0.10, which refer to global expansion and growing product demand. Lastly, the lowest are entrance of new products, partnerships with other firms, and entering new market with a score 0.05. Starbucks scores 2.8, which shows how effective Starbucks is able to respond to their external factors. Lastly is competitive profile metric. There are two companies that I have recognized to make comparison, which is the Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf and Peet's Coffee. Based on our finding, we discovered that Starbucks put much effort to maintain the quality of their product to make sure the satisfaction of their customer. In comparison to the other two companies, they might use a product or beans that also from a good quality and sources, but it may not in line with Starbucks quality. That's why the price of Starbucks are quite expensive. Besides that, variety of product also become a critical competitive issues, but overall all three companies have similar product, which is based on coffee. The next factor is brand loyalty. This reflects that possible customer will continue to purchase their product as it have become their loyalty brand. But in order to improve customer loyalty and extra attention and care needs to be made, such as improve their marketing, make more promotion and discount, and improve customer service. Despite that, Starbucks wins by a score of 0.10 over the Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf and Peet's Coffee. To be concluded, the weight score for Starbucks came out to be 3.1 compared to its competitor scores of 2.4 for the Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf and 2.65 for Peet's Coffee. According to this metric, Starbucks is more competitive in the market that's between its competitors.
For the achievement, Starbucks committed to offering the best coffee, providing an outstanding customer experience, and being a fantastic place to work. They are grateful to their partners, which is workers, for helping to shape their firm into what it is today. Here are some of their most recent honors and recognition. Other than that, Berjaya Starbucks Coffee Company Sdn Bhd received the My MCAM Cares 2018 Program Recognitions of Achievement Award for the first time for its commitment to demonstrating best practices in the implementation of corporate citizenship or corporate social responsibility (CSR) projects in Malaysia.
Next, we'll move to the problems. Starbucks is one of the world's largest food services enterprise and one of the most recognizable brands. It has become synonymous with high-end coffee-based beverage and affluent living. However, each organization has its own set of problems and challenges, and this also happens to the Starbucks coffee. Due to the global economy, Starbucks' main issue is firstly about financial, which has forced them to close many outlets throughout the world. Secondly is competitors. Another issue that arises because of competitors, because many coffee shops have been built across the world, so to maintain their stability is very difficult. So that to resolve these problems, Starbucks must have problem strategy and aware about competitors are currently doing. Other than that, because of the quality of coffee bean that Starbucks use, make their coffee is make the price of their product is too high. Thus, this will increasing the price of the drink, giving the competitors cost advantage over Starbucks. Thirdly is marketing plan. The insufficient of marketing plan by Starbucks for advertising will give a slow growth. They would rather build the brand by advertising the drinks to customers cup by cup. The advertisements last until they drink the coffee, lowering the chances of recruiting valuable customers. Starbucks also does not place a premium on delivering their products to supermarkets because they are concerned about the quality of the coffee if it is wrapped in plastic bags. Fourth is Starbucks' aggressive expansion strategy may also have impact on the company's brand image. As organization grow, there is a tendency to place too much emphasis on increasing output and location while less emphasis on quality and brand image. Starbucks must maintain the beliefs and goals that have made it successful. Last one is strategy of not franchising can be a source of stress for the company. Franchising will allow the corporation to open large number of new outlets with less risk and profitability. As a result of the franchisees' expertise of the local market expense would be reduced.
Chapter 3, Company Strategic Plan. Okay, first strategy formulation is base metric. Financial position. The total rating for financial position is 13. The highest rating is 5, which is a Starbucks asset is financed with equity and is secure if creditor begin to demand loan repayment. The long-term debt to equity ratio is about 0.0017. For industry position, the total rating is 12. The highest rating is 5, which is the Starbucks everywhere. Strategy have improve foot traffic in all of the areas location. This make it simple for people to find Starbucks around town. For the stability position, the total rating is -9. The highest rating is -2, which is Starbucks items are becoming in demand at supermarket. However, this can jeopardize Starbucks revenue as consumer that did know to make coffee. Lastly, a competitive position. The total rating is -6 and the highest rating is -1, which is Starbucks Espresso and Liquid are offers rate first class and are made with the aid of using relatively skilled staff. And Starbucks collaborated with the Wi-Fi mobile service that provide internet access throughout the Starbucks coffee house. Graph above show that Starbucks should continue with their aggressive strategy. They can utilize a backward integration approach and forward integration strategy or another technique connected to the aggressive strategy. SWOT and metric analysis. Starbucks is one of the most successful firm in its field. Starbucks maintains its market dominance by doing a comprehensive study and assessment of the SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis is a highly interactive process that necessitates excellent coordination among several departments within the organization, including marketing, finance, operation, management, information system, and strategic planning. Strength of Starbucks. A strong return on capital expenditure. Starbucks is typically ready at mission execution and has earned exact return on capital expenditure with the aid of using growing new earning sources. Second is Starbucks has invested a good deal in developing a steady logo portfolio over the years. Starbucks SWOT evaluation most effective emphasize this point. If this organization need to develop into different product categories, this logo portfolio can be pretty beneficial. Lastly, successful training and learning programmers have resulted in a highly competent workforce. Starbucks invest heavily on employee training and development, resulting in a workforce that is not just highly competent but also driven to succeed. Weaknesses of Starbucks. First, more funding in revolutionary era is required. Given the scale of improvement and the numerous places into which the corporation intend to expand, Starbucks need to make investment extra in technology to unify operation throughout the board. Currently, technology funding is not retaining tempo with the company's objective. Second is Starbucks profitability ratio and net contribution percent are less than the industry average. Lastly, there are gaps within inside the company's product line. This loss of alternative can also additionally permit a brand new rival to get a foothold within inside the market. Opportunities for Starbucks. First, market improvement will bring about a dilution of competitors' advantage, permitting Starbucks to reinforce its competitiveness in contrast to its competitors. Second, new environmental policies. The new possibilities will degrade the gambling discipline for all commercial participants. It is a wonderful ability for Starbucks to capitalize on its aspect in new technology and gather marketplace percentage in a brand new product category. Lastly, lower inflation price. A low inflation price brings greater balance to the marketplace and permits Starbucks clients to attend loans at a decreased hobby price. Threat Starbucks facing. First, a professional labor scarcity is a few international regions threaten Starbucks cap potential to preserve regular income increase in such market. Second, no regular deliver of novel object. The corporation has produced diverse merchandise over the years. However, they are regularly in reaction to the improvement of different companies. Second, the delivery of recent object is irregular and swing in exercise and occasional modification in income number over time. Okay, for the third one is intense competition over the preceding years. Strong profitability has multiplied the wide variety of individuals within the marketplace, placing downward stress on now no longer simplest profitability, however, on universal sale. The last one is the demand for pretty worldwide object is seasonal, and any sudden incident all through the exercise season can also additionally have a power at the company's profitability within the quick to medium term. Quantitative Strategic Planning Metric or QSPM. According to the data, Starbucks has an attractiveness score of 5.8 in market development and 4.39 in product development, indicating that Starbucks should prioritize market expansion over product development. Conclusion. Finally, the SWOT metric evaluation and SPAN metric are frequently worried with organization possible opportunity techniques with the aid of using aligning crucial outside and inner components. QSPN, on the other hand, display the relative attractiveness of alternative techniques, providing an object foundation for picking certain solution for Starbucks. All of the strategy provide the optimum solution for each case.
Next, I will explain the chapter 4, which is strategic implementation. Strategic implementation is the process of carrying out plans and strategies. So, first strategy is market development. Generally, Starbucks market development approach Starbucks investigated new market with its present goods, surely exploring new markets both in terms of geography, which is new locations, and demography, which is among consumers, has been a key to its global success. This approach supports the company's intensive growth in market expansion rate, or by optimizing revenues from current markets while employing the same or existing food and beverage goods. Market development can be one of the important strategy that every company or business should have. So basically, Starbucks can use secondary strategy for rapid expansion known as market development. So one of the example for this strategy is Starbucks can add their branch or cafe in village area for Malaysia, since it rarely can be seen in this area. Although these areas are in rural areas, but still there's coffee lover there. Not only that, this will be easier for people in town to get some coffee when they back to their village or when they are in their hometown. Will make business growth increase in a fantastic way, since their market will be widely open to more people or more places. This suggestion is very suitable for Starbucks, since this will help the company to increase their incomes and increase their stability in the future. Okay, so I'll move to the second strategy, which is product development. Starbucks is one of the most well-known coffee house. Their popularity has been ascribed to their attempt to keep consistency in their products offerings, storefront atmosphere, and providing a menu selection that appeals to a wide range of palates. So to maintain this consistency, Starbucks must continue to innovate in order to ensure the distinctiveness of its goods in the long run, according to one aspect of the broad differentiation generic approach. Competitive advantage may be eroded with this strategy if competitors find ways to match or exceed the coffee company's distinctiveness. To make sure this strategy are running well, Starbucks must keep their innovating for the product mix and supply for the fantastic product development. Starbucks coffee strategy goals is to reinvent goods and its supply approach. These elements have an impact on the coffee house company's intense expansion plans. The suggestion for this strategy is the company can add more delicious and heavy food to serve to the customers. For instance, in Malaysia, Starbucks can prepare or sell more heavy food like rice, spaghetti, chicken chop, and many more based on the customer needs and want from time to time. In conclusion, due to the extensive expansion prospect in the worldwide economy, Starbucks implements a variety of company's growth techniques. Furthermore, the distribution of items and services to promote consumer convenience is referred to as place. Starbucks employs a variety of location tactics. It employs market development, for example, to promote its products and services to new geographical regions. Generally, Starbucks must constantly innovate to preserve its originality and attraction among target consumer, which is a problem while employing this generative method for competitive advantage. To preserve its competitive edges and growth based on this general approach, the company must innovate ahead of rival coffee house companies. Starbucks Corporation a more extensive strategy analysis should be addressed how to enable continued development and expansion by improving competitive advantages in respect to the company's present broad differentiation generic strategy. This can be seen as the ways on how to increase the sales and target market.
Chapter 5 is conclusion and recommendations. There are several recommendations for the Starbucks company. The first is product. Premium product strategy. Starbucks is dedicated to obtaining the greatest quality coffees from across the world. It exclusively buys coffee grown, processed by vendors that adhere to stringent environmental, social, economic, and quality requirements. Broad product differentiation. Starbucks generates long-term and lucrative competitive advantage by broadly distinguishing its coffee and coffee-related items, relying on competence and innovation. Then brand image. Starbucks merchandising approach is used with its marketing campaign to develop and promote a distinct brand image for its coffees. The brand image strategies of the firm is mirrored, and it is products mix, manufacturing, sales, and instructional resources. For recommendations, Starbucks has an evident competitive edge in terms of quality, especially when compared to other generic coffee commodities. Despite hard attempts to build Starbucks on every corner, there are still more supermarkets than Starbucks bars in terms of convenience. When it comes to cultures, values, religion, and taste, Asian countries are vastly diverse. Starbucks should develop distinct ideas and techniques for each area in order for the Starbucks experience to become ingrained in the culture. Second is place. For site selection, Starbucks outlets are typically clustered in high traffic, high visibility areas. To be successful, you need much more than simply a good locations. Customers are drawn to Starbucks by its high quality coffee, pleasant, cozy and also conveniently situated locations. These locations should contribute to the spirit of each town. Store expansion. Starbucks is expanding its store footprint by entering new regions wherever there is a chance to become the dominant specialty coffee retailer. For the recommendation is, customer loyalty cannot be quickly expanded or transferred to a new product or channel. Starbucks should anticipate a steady shift in its customer spending power and purchase pattern. To begin, it may add additional value to its value chain by expanding its website's function as a communication tool to connect its stakeholders such as consumers, suppliers, management and also staff. Then keep your online businesses focused on core items while pursuing product diversification as long-term plan, which you may do by progressively adding new products one at a time. We move to price. Best value offering. Starbucks represents an appealing mix of affordability, features, great quality, outstanding service and other aspects customers find appealing by pricing its coffee competitively with the prevalent high-end coffee costs. Recommendation is, Starbucks prides itself on customer service, offering the Starbucks experience for the customer, indicating that the company is primarily customer-oriented, which correlates to strong customer power. This implies that as long as Starbucks maintains high-quality items and excellent customer service, individual consumers will be unable to exercise their purchasing power. As a result, it is advantage for Starbucks to keep its current high-end coffee costs. Lastly, promotion. Starbucks does not utilize paid marketing because it believes there is too much competition for consumer attentions in television, radio, and print media. Starbucks often selects one or two organizations or activities that benefits the community itself. Starbucks' corporate culture blends nicely with its surroundings. Starbucks partners aspire to be good neighbors and active participants in the communities where they live and work at all levels of the organization. For recommendations, Starbucks may be a true global firm by participating in or supporting local events, assisting with education in underdeveloped nations, or participating in community activities to strengthen its public engagement with those foreign markets. In most Asian markets, if it is viewed as a real partner or caregiver, its growth plan may operate similarly to that of the US market. In conclusion, Starbucks is one of the most successful companies in the world. They employ a straightforward technique of drawing the dots between treating people with dignity and respect, generating goods, products and services. Prosperous and bright, despite the fact that it is in a rapid expansion period. Furthermore, such success factors may not be applicable in tomorrow's climate or in the global market. Defending and developing a competitive position necessitates firmly developed plan based on its distinctive, valuable and leading skill and resources, rather than the products and services themselves, as well as proactively responding to a constantly changing internal and external environment to keep competitors at range.